See sucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Capital Region today. I'm so happy that you're joining us today. We're in October and enjoying this nice, cool weather. I love this kind of weather. I hope you do too. We've got a great lineup today, and as always, I have some really special guests. We're going to be starting out talking about conversations, community conversations. We'll then go over to Troy, and we'll be talking about Will Kemp Players. I want to get that right, WKP. And then we'll be talking with Schenectady ARC, and they're having a truck event coming up, and such great foods on those trucks. And then we're going to be talking with Callaloo Theater. They're doing a production as well called Seven Guitars. We'll find out more about that one as well. And then we'll be talking to the Business and Professional Women's Group about their upcoming fashion show event, and it's a fundraiser for scholarships. So we've got a great lineup today. We're going to start right off with our first guest, and our first guest is Denise Murphy-McGraw. She's with Schenectady, of course, and we're talking about community conversations. So let's find out what that's all about. Hi, Denise.
Hello,
I know
Ann.
you've been doing this a while.
We're starting our third season.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. I mean, you were my mentor through this and my inspiration, and 3 years later, we're still going.
And Derek is working with you, Horton. Derek,
Yes,
yeah,
so Doc Horton, who many know from his musical career, but he's also a professor of sociology at SUNY Albany.
Right.
And
Got a PhD and all.
and he's really been just a tremendous asset to this. He's really the driving force. I just kind of, help organize it, but it's been a wonderful process, and, we're ready to go in November. November 8th will be our first show.
And that's going to be at Open Stage Media, is where you filmed that as well. And do you put that up on YouTube as well?
We do.
Okay.
We're online. 7 o'clock. Is our first showing. We go up on all social media. We go up on Open Stage. This year we're talking about doing a few different things. We started through the pandemic, so we've been all virtual. Dr. Horton and I have never been in the same room as we've done the show.
Really?
I know. So now, you're leading the way. You've been back on stage for a couple of years now, and we'll be doing that this season as well, and really looking forward to it.
And so for some of the people who have never seen the show, tell us what some of the topics are, and do you bring guests in?
Absolutely. So this project, Community Conversations, is part of something that we call the Capital Region Anti-Racism Training Initiative and the Allyship Institute, the Junior League of Schenectady and Saratoga Counties.
Of which you are a part, and you have done so many great projects.
I'll be back to talk about that, but we're in our 90th year. We're going to celebrate our 90th anniversary. Wow. So as president of that organization, this has been our premier community program over the last 3 years, really being out in the forefront of getting people to talk about diversity and inclusion, and especially allyship. Your viewer is going to watch this and say, what is that woman going to teach us about diversity and inclusion and equity? But
that's where it starts, Joe.
Well, that's really it. We all need to be talking about this. So we've brought in guests from all over the country and folks
because you're online. I mean,
exactly.
Isn't that amazing what happens?
And Dr. Horton is president of the International Sociologists Association, so he has contacts all over the world that he has been able to capitalize on and make our show better and richer. But of course, the backbone of it is the people right here in this community who are doing the work in the Capital Region, in our cities, and in our suburbs, and really working with people to make a difference in these topics.
Do you see an effect?
I'd like to think we get a lot of phone calls. I get a lot of phone calls of organizations, whether they're church groups, school groups, who are looking for the training. We've put together a team of trainers. We work very closely with Samaritan Counseling in Scotia, Dave Olson and that team, and people are interested in the training. And then when we've brought in big speakers, the author of How to Be an Anti-Racist and all of those things, we've brought in those. We've had tremendous success in really attracting viewers to at least learn more about these topics. And I think that's how I see our difference.
It seems as though over the last administration, I should say, we've seen a rise in whether it's the Proud Boys or it's whether the the Ku Klux Klan even. I mean,
Right.
we're going into things that the Nazi Party, which I thought was like gone, and now we're seeing the flag, and we're seeing Confederate flags, we're seeing, and what disturbs me the most, and I'm speaking for myself, is to see that alongside of our own flag. It disturbs me.
You see it in houses in any of our neighborhoods, and you and I live in Niskayuna, and we saw the Confederate flag issue in the schools in Niskayuna, right? So this is everywhere. I think a lot of us
I mean,
thought...
nobody is immune.
That's
no community,
exactly it.
No community is immune.
That's exactly it. And, I don't contend to have all the answers. Who am I to even begin to think about that, but to at least provide the resources for folks who just want to learn more, who want to be able to talk about this. We're heading toward the holidays. Be able to talk about it with their relatives at Thanksgiving and not just fight.
Well, they,
right?
they say if you want to make sure that you don't have to buy any Christmas gifts, bring up politics at Thanksgiving.
Well said. Absolutely well said, right? So,
to make a point, I guess.
Yeah.
We're in a country that seems more divided than I can ever recall in all my years. And when I saw like World War II, where everybody came together and they were really all on the same page and working together, and now I'm seeing like a division, and it disturbs me. And I mean, I'm going out. I mean, I'm not going to be around much longer. But but the point
God
is,
forbid.
I'm thinking of the kids that are growing up. What legacy have we left them?
Well, and you really hit the nail on the head. As the president of the Junior League, I saw so many women who they really got involved after World War II. They felt meaning to their lives during
They were
World
empowered,
War II.
yeah.
And I really thought that one good thing that could have come out of the pandemic was that same sense of community, of helping, of delivering groceries, of the kids
And
doing
what
the helping
happened?
hands. And somewhere along the line, it just went right out the window, and we became angry, just angry.
I've
and
never
threatening.
seen so much anger. And I mean, that people feel that they can be angry. It's like, what happened to civility when we were just civil to people? That if somebody was out of sorts, you just said, okay. And that was it. But now you got to challenge them. I mean, I don't get
And
it.
everybody's got a theory, whether it's social media and the autonomy that comes from that, and you and I both have been on the wrong end of that, right? But everybody's got an opinion now, and it really gins people up, or the misinformation, and they think that it's appropriate to go do any of these things. I think I try to be the counterbalance. Our television show, conversation, not just lecture.
A conversation means two people.
Exactly, and that's what's been the beauty of this show. You bring in people to talk about what's going on in the community, and that's really what we're trying to do with this specific topic. And obviously we hit on other things because
Right.
everybody's involved in one way or another, but that's really what we're just trying to do, bring people together to talk.
You're doing a great job, and of course, Doc Horton is an amazing man. I've known him for. We have an audience here.
I
know
love
that.
it. I love
Isn't this great? For those of you who are listening and hear a little voice in the back, we have a little one, and she is such a doll. You'll get to see her in a minute. So anyway,
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But he's really wonderful as far as
He's a treasure. He's a community treasure. He's somebody like you who spends all his time figuring out how to give back in the medium that he's most comfortable in,
Right.
and that he can. And he's just been terrific.
And he sings well too.
I know. He can do it all.
Okay, let's remind one more time. When can they see the show?
Community Conversations is on Open Stage Media, 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, and please tune in for our third season.
And are they on demand?
Yes, we are available anytime, and what we have found is a lot of organizations will use our shows in their own training, or just have folks watch it, or encourage people to watch it, especially when we're covering
I love the
a
idea,
specific
and
topic.
I want to thank you from my heart for you and Derek Horton for putting this together, and to have the foresight to see what was needed, and I say needed, in that I believe it is needed. To do that and to move forward on it. We all can see what a need is, but not everybody acts on it, and you have acted on it. So thank you very much for what you're doing.
Thank you
Yeah,
again for
great.
having me.
We're going to switch over to Will Kemp Players, and we have a new player on the. Hey, what do you got there, Christoph?
Hi there, everybody.
Well, let's introduce your little one here.
Well, first of all, this is Marlo. Marlo Rye. Say hi, Marlo.
She's a doll.
She sure is. We're
And is
so
she one
happy
of the
you're
new
here.
actors on your team?
Our newest member of the cooperative.
Okay.
At a ripe 13 weeks, yes.
Yes. The lights are a little bit bright, but she's doing good.
Absolutely.
So, what I find interesting is that you have taken a standard story or traditional or whatever word you want to use for the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and you have written a piece on it. Is that correct? You're a
Yes,
playwright.
this is an adaptation. This is my
Well, I
debut
know it's an
as a
adaptation.
playwright.
You didn't do
with
it word
Wilkins
for word.
Players.
I know that.
No, some of it was heavily inspired by Washington Irving's original language.
Yeah.
But nevertheless is our own take on it. So
Okay.
my own musings on the story, as well as the infusion of original practices of Shakespeare that is the foundation of our company.
Because Will Kemp is, what was that? The
an original
actor?
practices
Yeah.
Shakespeare company named for Will Kemp, Shakespeare's premier clown of the company, as a matter
Was
of
Will
fact.
Kemp
Yes.
Yes.
a real person?
Absolutely real.
Sandra
person.
Boynton is here with us.
Hi. He was a very real person. He was, in his own day, a rock star of a performer. He was known for his improvisations, both physical and verbal. So he kind of challenged Shakespeare. Shakespeare wrote things down. Will Kemp just did it.
So he was a Robin Williams of his time.
Absolutely.
That
I
is
would
an excellent
that's
analogy.
absolutely add to it maybe Gene Kelly.
Oh, so he was
He was a
actor,
dancer. He was a
mover.
dancer as well.
He was
Yeah.
actually most famous for dancing the 9 Days Wonder from Norwich to London, a destination 100 miles away.
And he danced the whole time?
That is what he told people.
Whether he did or not, no one knows, because you know what? There was no video at that time, no Facebook.
Oh,
That's
but
true.
it was fun. He actually wrote a journal, and part of it was he would dance a certain way, and then he'd go to a town and sit in the tavern and take bets against himself, knowing full well he could do it. And he financed the journey and made money by people betting against him.
Clown,
So-
rock star,
An
original
entrepreneur.
Hustler. Oh, he
So that's how you named your company, of course.
Yes.
Now, but you lean towards Shakespearean productions.
Yes.
But this one is not Shakespeare, so what is this?
No, well, this is a classic. This is part of the American pantheon of writers, although Washington Irving actually was initially English and lived in London for quite a bit of his life. We take inspiration from Dickens, we take inspiration from stories the world over that emphasize a traditional understanding of that place and those people there in that
Yeah.
time of history.
So this is an adaptation, so it's pretty much the same story, but it's,
Well, we're asking questions, right? Good theater asks interesting questions. So at the end of Sleepy Hollow, you're left wondering, who is the Headless Horseman? What did happen to Ichabod Crane? And we are not here to tell you that. We are here to let you, as the audience, answer that question for yourself.
yeah, I'll say, whenever I go to, well, my husband and I used to go to a play. He's since deceased, but anyway, on the way home, we determined whether it was a good production or not about how much we could talk about it afterwards.
I think that is an excellent measure of the success. of
And
a
that we would
performance.
always be talking about it. We say, was a good production. We've been talking about it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes or something on the way home.
And hopefully singing the songs in it too. So not only this is an adaptation of the text, but being set in the lower Hudson Valley, I've actually adapted several folk songs of the Catskills that are being performed on traditional
So it's not new
instruments.
music, it's traditional music.
It's traditional music newly interpreted. But we're
I love you. You guys are just so creative.
It's such fun. Too much fun.
Yeah. So when is this? And let's-
So this opens just before Halloween,
Ooh,
October
the Headless
28th,
Horseman.
29th and 30th
Okay.
at the Art Center of the Capital Region
That's
in
over in
downtown
Troy.
Troy.
Yeah.
And then the next weekend, the 4th, 5th, and 6th of November.
Okay.
Friday performances are 8 p.m. Saturdays we have a 3 p.m. matinee and an 8 p.m., as well as a Sunday
Sunday.
matinee at 3 p.m.
Okay. So you bring the kids? Is that a good show
This
for the kids?
there is a bit of spook, there's a bit of music, and it's family friendly and fun.
And some silly.
And Marlo
some lovely
agrees.
silly.
Yes. She's doing good.
Yeah.
So how many productions do you do a year, or do you try and do? I won't say do, but try and do.
Well, everything is so topsy-turvy since COVID. Okay, so
tell me.
a lot of it will depend on the state of the health of the nation more than anything else. We have been doing for years now a two-play repertory Shakespeare season in the summer, and that tours.
Yeah, I see that did you do one at Music Haven?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
that's right.
brought a Comedy of Errors to
Right.
Music Haven. And then we had been trying to do a fall season as well, and that got squelched because of COVID. So we're back this year with a one-play shorter season, more contemporary material, in hopes that will happen all the time. Is that okay, Marlo?
More Shakespeare? Is that
More
what you're saying?
Shakespeare?
Yeah, I think so. I think she wants more Shakespeare.
Yeah, she's waiting to be the changeling.
I think she's
child.
more into the Midsummer Night's Dream, actually.
This role, this is the changeling.
Yes.
Changeling child. But as we go on, we're hoping to start with this core of the summer season and build out as is practical in the situation we find ourselves in. Nobody knows what that's going to be right now.
Are you a repertory theater in the sense that you have the same actors most of the time, or do you do a call out for them?
What we've done is we have a core company of members. And then we have an audition process for people who want to come and act with us. And then out of the people who have been successfully cast and worked with us for a season usually, sometimes doing roles in 2 shows,
Yeah.
we will then ask people to join us as part of the permanent company. So we are very much repertory in
that
those
sense.
ways, in that sense, with what we call day players, infusing the
Right.
mix.
In addition to that, we also offer instructional workshops and classes on Shakespearean techniques, monologue work, text analysis, Elizabethan music and dance, clowning, improvisation. And so if you are a day player with
Oh
us,
my
there's in-house
God.
training as well.
So you do one of the things that I find with Shakespeare is there's like a rhythm to it, but it's not just like you and I talking. There's more to it. I mean,
Well,
I don't know how to
there's
explain.
more
What is
like
it
you and I
called?
talking than you know.
What
right?
is it called?
Iambic pentameter,
Yes,
right?
I
The
know.
meter of Shakespeare's language actually is extremely close to human speech in the English language.
Okay.
If you look at it, the emphasis is on the offbeat, if you will, on the second syllable and every other syllable after that. And we often speak just like that. So there
You're
you go.
doing it.
I'm doing it.
You're doing it.
Yes.
In fact, if you listen to yourself, you will hear that you can do it too.
Yes, you get that little rhythm there.
Once
isn't
it just rocks. And when Shakespeare syncopates, you know you have to do something with it.
Now, one of the things, because I did study Shakespeare in college, and one of the things I found was I was always looking at the bottom. What the heck does that word mean? Do you change any of those, or do you keep them exactly
No,
right?
we keep the original text.
So
and
do you have footnotes at the bottom of the stage?
Oh my goodness, do we? We keep a big old edition of the Oxford English Dictionary handy. Shakespeare was known for inventing about 800 words in
Get
his
out.
lifetime. No,
Yes.
no,
He
seriously.
invented words?
A lot of words that we use every day. Yeah, and so
No.
yes.
Doggone.
At least that 800 would be the first time they were in print in the English language was in a volume of Shakespeare someplace.
Yeah. Well, I know we still use Shakespeare. I mean, if you watch Macbeth or many of those, you'll hear the same phrases that we use today. So
That's all the world's a stage.
all the words of stage, yes. We are
speech
just
out
actors
phrases.
in them or something. Does that go on?
Let your actors speak no more than is written down for them.
Well, Marlo is here as an addition to the team, and she will be appearing in some production soon. He's not saying what, but I'm sure we'll get her in there. But, and always, kids always steal the show, so there you go. I got to give Christoph a real hand up because he brings his daughter, and he doesn't mind if she steals the show.
No, not at all.
So-
We're a team, right?
We want to remind you all that Will Kemp Players are now doing The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. They're doing an adaptation. Great for the whole family. Check it out. Starts the end of October, runs through the early part of November, and check it out.
Yes, pre-sale tickets are available now.
Yeah, and she's telling us, get those
That's right,
tickets.
get out
Yeah. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you so much.
We're going to
Ann.
switch over, and we're going to be talking with another group, and we're talking with the Schenectady ARC. You guys, you do so much good work. I mean, personally,
you.
I know
Thank
what you
you.
do. I mean, I do know what you do. I know that I have a grandson that has availed himself of some of your services. You're having a food truck. Now, it's funny because I posted that, and a friend from North Carolina, or South Carolina emails me, and she says, oh, food trucks, yeah, they have the French fries, don't they? And I wrote back and I says, French fries? They got everything. So tell me what you have there.
You're right, we do have everything. We've got a great selection, and Michelle's gonna fill in, but I know we just talked to SUNY Schenectady is gonna be there with a selection of Middle Eastern food. We've
I
got
love Middle
barbecue.
Eastern food,
Do we, go
We
ahead.
have a Latina food truck joining us as well this year. We have the Mac Factor, which does gourmet mac and cheese, which is always a hit. Flavors of Lebanon.
Well, everybody likes mac and cheese, you know. Now, what can you do to that to up it? I'm not sure, so.
They have a great lobster mac and cheese that was a big hit last year.
Lobster, oh,
So,
you've just won my heart.
yeah,
Sprinkle
nice
a little
variety.
bacon on it, you know.
Oh, forget the bacon, I want just those lobsters.
Yeah, it is a wonderful variety
Yeah.
that we have.
So we're talking with Rick Lewis, he's the executive director, and Michelle Dombrowski is with us as well, and she's his associate, actually, you're an associate executive.
She's our Associate Executive Director
Exactly.
for Development and Public Relations.
First of all, you're gonna have how many food trucks? Because we wanna get people down there and do it.
Absolutely.
It's only $5 to get in there, and then you can just eat your heart out.
Well, and we've got great music. Skeeter Creek is going to be there. We've got about a dozen
They're a
food
good group,
vendors.
yeah.
They bring their own following, and,
Yeah.
and anybody who hears them is falls in love.
Right.
But we've got again, we think it's about a dozen. You know, the food truck industry fluctuates. You know, they come and go, or they might relocate to South Carolina. But we've got a good group. of
They
good-
aren't going to that city because all she knows about is French fries.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we've got much. We probably have French fries, but we've got a lot more too.
Yeah.
So we've got some local food and some vendors, some beverage vendors as well.
Do you sell plants? I know we had some photographs up there that we were showing, that I was going to show, that you sent, which were great films because it shows you have a kid zone. There it is. I think it's coming up on the screen here. Yeah, there it is. And if you can take a look at it, you've got the kid zone. Are you going to be selling plants as well this time?
Our horticulture center will be there, yes.
Okay.
Our greenhouse will be selling plants. We also do have a kids fun zone. We have a cornhole tournament going on as well.
Oh, the cornhole too. Yeah,
And-
that's Schenectady Rotary was doing that for a while. Oh, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
we've done that the last several years. That's always fun.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to raise some money.
That's the hope. Yes,
What are
that's
you
the
going to
goal.
do with that money?
So that money goes for our.
You're not going to go to
programs.
Aruba, right?
No, I'm not going to go to Aruba. So we've been in existence for 70 years.
I
We
know you
provide
have.
supports and services to people with developmental disabilities. We have
You do a great job. Let
Well,
me
thank
tell you that. You
Thank
really do a great job.
We have an amazing group of employees. We dedicate as much as we can to our employees because they make the difference for the people we support. We get a lot of funding from the state, but there's a lot of things we do that aren't funded. So events like this help pay for the extras and the programs that don't get supported by state funds.
So you do get some state funding.
Yes, we do.
Do you get community funding at all, other than just raising money through these events?
It really is just through events like this. We have tremendous support. You mentioned our plants, our horticulture program has worked with
this
Rotary,
the one thing about the horticultural is that you involve your
yes,
recipients
yes, the
with
people.
this. Is that correct?
Yep, that's based.
I don't
at
want to
Ma-
misrepresent you.
No, it's based at Maple Ridge, which is one of our program sites, and we've got people who work in there. They also go out. We are at the farmers market on Tuesday. We make some of the special events around the holidays. We've sold stuff to Rotary, who then resells as part of their fundraising. So it's we've done a lot with the horticulture program.
So in essence, they're also learning.
Yes, yeah, and we did a program with Schenectady, with the Cornell Cooperative Extension a few years ago, where people got certificates, and they learned gardening skills, some techniques for growing, skills that would help you be employed by a greenhouse.
And also survival skills.
Yes.
I mean,
Yep.
you're looking at, you've got a little plant area, you can grow your own veggies there.
That's right.
and do it.
Absolutely.
That's right.
What do you do for employment, or are you involved at all in employment?
We do a lot for employment. We have two major programs. We operate Pine Ridge Industries, which we hire people. We have a very diverse workforce there. And we also support people who are working in the community. We have our New Directions program does what we call job coaching. It helps people find jobs. It will work with employers to explain why it's good business to hire somebody with a developmental disability. And then they'll work with that employer and the person and help them get situated and get set. And when it doesn't work out, if it doesn't work out, they can...
You know it doesn't work out, but
Yeah.
the point is that they have certain skills that will work for certain jobs. And that's
Absolutely.
what you're trying to do, is you're trying to match those two.
That's right, that's
Yeah.
right. And the people we support can be incredibly dedicated and loyal employees. You know, like a lot of big employers, we struggle with turnover, but when we get somebody placed at the right place, they don't turn over.
Do you have any group homes?
Yes, we do. We have 20 group homes,
You have 20?
20 throughout Schenectady County.
I had no idea.
Yeah, we say sometimes we're one of the best kept secrets in Schenectady, but we have, we've been, 70 years we've been here. So we started with school programs, and then as school kids got older, we got into work programs and day programs and residential supports for adults. And now most of what we do actually is focusing on adults and adult services. So we have about 130 people living in our group homes. We have apartments where we support people in apartments, and fundraising events like this food truck event support all of what we do, and they help us with our employees.
It also allows many of the people with some developmental issues to feel some autonomy by having their own place and their own responsibilities, and it seems to me that works in their favor.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to, everyone has their own dream about who they are and what they want to do and where they want to live. And our mission is to try to help people realize those dreams and to give them the support they need. Some people, that means an apartment and a job in the community. Some people, it might mean a group home, and they need a little bit more support. But we try to tailor what we do to the needs of the people we support.
Do you work with education system? I don't even know where to go, because I'm not familiar with, in schools. Do you go to Schenectady High School? Do you work with them?
Yes.
I'm just trying to understand, because I don't know.
No, we're actually very active with the Schenectady City Schools. People who have special needs, or
Say someone has autism, and so they're having a little difficulty. Is that something where you have a program that would help that? I'm just trying to...
Yes, so we have a school to work experience program that we do with Schenectady. As people are starting to get to the end of their high school career, maybe 15, 16, 17, the school has an obligation to support until age 21.
Right, I understand that.
But we will start working with them then, doing job exploration, internships, work experience. So we start trying to help people build that plan for what they're going to do after they leave school while they're in school. And we've done that with the Schenectady City Schools. We've helped out at Shalma, at Mahonison, at Niskayuna as well in the past. So we try to tailor our supports to the needs of the people.
To the needs of the community.
Yeah.
How about BOCES? You didn't mention BOCES. Do you work with BOCES?
We work with BOCES on a transition basis. BOCES has a very comprehensive set of supports that they offer people who are school-aged, and they do vocational training. We will start working with them as they're transitioning, again, away from school, and looking at, do they want to come and work at our Pine Ridge Industries, which is our work center.
Where is that located?
That is in Scotia.
It's in Scotia.
Yeah. Or do they want to go out and get a job in the community? And one of our job coaches can help, our employment
So you have job
specialists.
coaches as
Yes,
well?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So basically, this money that you're going to raise at the food truck, when is that food truck?
Thank you for asking
Yeah.
that. It's this Saturday. It's October 15th.
Okay.
From 12 to 4 p.m. at Viaport in Rotterdam.
Okay, now Viaport is a mall, so is it inside, outside? Well, it can't be inside because you got trucks, so that doesn't work.
It's outside. We did this last year for the first time at Viaport. And
I
it
saw
was-
the photo, so I assumed that's where you did it last time.
It was excellent. And again, we've got Skeeter Creek.
Are you in the back or the front? Where?
We will be in the front
The
this
front.
year, near.
Over by where Kmart was, in that area, or?
We're actually near the local. We're right near the external entrance to the local.
Oh, okay.
That's where we
Yeah.
are, in that parking lot.
Okay,
But I
good.
think
I
if
just was
as you
trying
drive
to
on
get a...
Campbell Road, you'll see where we are.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
going to be there. You're
Yeah.
going to have a presence.
Yeah.
Very visible.
Yep. So it's And we'll have the food trucks kind of lining the area, and then we'll have the band in the middle, and we've got access to the local and some entertainment there, so a lot going on.
Well, I
Something
plan
for
to be
everyone.
there because I got to check out some of those Middle Eastern
That's great.
goodies there and
Wonderful.
stuff. So you're going to have about 20 food trucks, is that what you said?
About 20 vendors total. That includes
Vendors,
food
oh,
trucks
total.
and some specialty pop-ups and some beverage vendors
Are you,
as well.
you're not still looking for people to set up shop there or anything, are you? Or,
If people can meet our vendor application outlines, they certainly can reach out to me.
so they still have time to
and
do
they
that?
still have time
Okay,
before
so
the end
if
of the
you're
day Friday.
interested in setting up a table and supporting Schenectady Arc, which is a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I can't say it enough.
Thank you.
Because I know
Thanks,
what you
Ann.
do, and I know the struggles that you must be facing financially, because there's always a need. And the biggest struggle you have is employees. I know that because the turnover is tremendous. And because they'll come and they'll say yes, and then they don't even show up for the interview sometimes.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we have an amazing workforce, but we are always looking for good
For
employees.
good employees.
And, you know, we
If you care about people,
it's a great place to work.
It's a great
And
place
we
to
have, again, a great group of employees.
how many
there.
employees?
If we're fully staffed, we have over 500.
Get out, 500.
Yeah, I think we're below that right now because we've got openings. We will have a table set up if you want to fill out an application or learn more about working at Schenectady ARC. You can do that and eat some great food and hear some great music and have a good time at the food truck.
Okay, and again, it will be on October the 19th, which is Saturday. It's coming up soon. And it's $5 to enter, to walk through, just to support
Yeah.
ARC and to give them a little bit of a boost where they may be needing a little extra money, Michelle? Is that, yeah. And I know that you're the PR and development, so what do you do as a development?
It's really about raising money and really enhancing the relationships that we have with the community and being able to support all the wonderful programs and services that we offer. And we've had some tremendous community support for this event. This is our 5th year, so we feel like it's become our signature event. It's really the primary fundraising event that we host each year. We don't do a lot of little events. We really put
Right.
our heart and soul into this one, so we do hope that people
Well,
come out and
it's
support it.
not only that, but you've chosen a nice time of year for it. Not going to be too hot, and it's kind of fun to be out and get out there. And I'm sure there'll be some pumpkin spice stuff there. Oh my gosh! I mean, what can you possibly put pumpkin spice in anymore? It's like I'm running from it. But I'm sure you'll have some there.
Probably, yes, yeah.
Somebody's going to sneak some in. So I want to commend you for what you do for the community and for our community of people with developmental disabilities that really need that little extra boost. You seem to be able to provide that. And I appreciate what you do. So thank you so much for what you do.
And thank you
Thank
for what
you,
you
Ann.
do, and thank you
Yeah,
for your
that's
support.
great.
We appreciate it.
We're going to switch over to our next guest. Oh my goodness, there's 3 of you here. Oh, good. I'm so glad there's 3 because I wasn't sure. I only saw 2 at the time. So let you introduce yourselves. Go ahead. You're
My name is Julian.
Julian.
Thorne.
Okay.
Yes, I
Julian Edwards, right?
play- Julian Thorne.
Thorne. I'm sorry, Thorne. Where did I get Edwards? I don't know.
I play Red Carter.
You're the Edwards. Okay, gotcha.
I play Red Carter in the play Seven Guitars.
Okay. Do you play guitar?
I used to. Not currently.
You're not playing on the show?
No, not in the show. No.
Okay.
I'm the drummer.
You're a drummer?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, we need drummers too. Okay, and then we have Jasnina.
Jasenia. I'm
Jasenia.
Yep,
Jasenia.
Jasenia Macaulay of Style That Emerged. I am the costume designer and the prop master for this.
Well, I have to say one thing. I saw some of the photographs. You had to do a job with,
I had a job.
with the costumes.
Yes, I had a job. It was fun.
Yeah. So tell me, where did you get all these costumes? Because this is a period piece, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
1948.
1948. So the clothing is not what we wear today. Well, you can modify some of it maybe, which you have to do. So tell me, how did you get all this? Because I saw the hats and the stuff. I mean, it's so
Yeah,
cool.
So it was a mixture. Karen Christina Jones, who is the wonderful director.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah,
Isn't she an
she's-
amazing
oh my
woman?
gosh, she's
I
so
love her.
amazing. Her and I worked together, and we sourced it from various places. She had some stuff that she went on vacation and came back with, which was great. And then we went together on this 1 day long, kind of picking
Salvation
free.
Army,
Yeah, we
City
were just-
Mission.
Yeah, local theater companies.
Oh, yeah.
Online. Yes, Albany Civic Theater online. We just, basically used all the resources that we had available to us to try to make this happen and make it look on period, so it wasn't too modern.
I think it's amazing. And Chevelle, you are in the play as well.
Yes, I play Ruby.
Okay.
I've been with Karen Christina since 2013. I did for Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide. When
Oh,
the
I
Rainbows
remember
Enough.
that. Yeah, she was on the show about that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we did that together. I moved on with her and did the Colored Museum, and then we both won a Tannies together for Clybourne Park, which is like the sequel for
Yeah.
Raisin and Sun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's an amazing play too.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Karen Christina Jones is. I've known her for many years. She is an amazing.
Yeah, she's magnificent.
And
Love her.
I know that she started this a while back, and way back when, I don't know. Well, I know right at the beginning when she started because she was on the show to talk about it. But this one is, you're holding this in a different location, although I think they have done a play there before, but maybe not you, but maybe it was a black theater troupe that did a place that
Oh,
played
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Remy.
Yes,
Did it,
Remy,
yeah.
yes.
So tell me about the location that you're doing it in, because it's the Underground Railroad Education Center, is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't know who wants to tell me, but tag one of you is it. Okay.
So
It's a beautiful location. So the play is actually happening outside.
Oh, it's outside in
Yes,
the back.
yes. So if you do
It's the
decide to
the Myers
attend-
residence.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. If you do decide to attend, make sure you bring a lawn chair and a blanket and maybe some gloves and a hat. And maybe head across the street for a warm beverage too. So it's outside, it's gorgeous. They actually have a greenhouse in the back as well. And then inside, when you come in, they do tours. So they'll show you from like top to bottom, and there's education throughout, knowledge
You know, I have not
everywhere.
been over there. I need to go there.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
it's at 194 Livingston Avenue in Albany.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's in the downtown area, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And they'll take you right through, they'll show you everything, give you all the information, and it's really amazing that, because I didn't even know that it was anywhere around us.
The
so,
Underground
like,
Railroad?
Yeah, like growing up, in like the 4th grade, I think I did a Harriet Tubman paper. And like, but little did I know, like a half an hour away, and I also found out she used to live in Troy too. So, yeah, just like,
See what you learned?
exactly, like literally you learn something every day, because I
Yay!
totally did not know. And then to be there and perform, it's just, it's a different kind of experience.
Well, you remind me something, and I'm digressing, but Hamilton. Of course, I love
Oh,
Hamilton.
yes.
And when the crew came here to perform, they took them over to the Schuyler Mansion. They had no idea.
Oh my, I was in that documentary too. Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
something? I mean, so here they were performing the Schuyler Sisters and had no clue that they were. When they came here, they gave them a tour of the Schuyler Mansion. Yes. See, so you're it's the same experience
Yeah,
that you've
exactly.
had. Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
So why did you choose that space? Just curious.
I'm not sure why.
I'm
Karen-
not sure why Karen chose it, but it is the perfect space for the play.
Yes.
Just for being, everything consists outside in the yard, the entire play. And the house, the brick, it gives 1948, you know what I mean? It really gives that vibe of what it's going for. So I'm sure that's probably why she chose it. You know?
Yeah. Now this was by August Wilson. This
Yes.
play. Now tell me, what is the thrust of the play? 7 guitars. What does that mean?
Well, it's about
Julian's going to answer this one.
it's about a group of friends, you know, that some of them are in a band together. You've got the main character who's Floyd, Schoolboy Barton, and he just made a hit record. So the whole play is about him trying to go back to Chicago to make that hit record.
But this is like he was in the military, right? And then he comes out of the military and he's
Well, he was in the workhouse.
in a work. What's a workhouse?
It's kind of like jail. He was arrested.
Well, okay, that's
Yeah.
a nice name for it.
So he gets out the workhouse,
Yeah.
and then he's trying to kind of piece his life back together. He's
Ah,
trying to
okay.
get back into the group, and he's also trying to go out to Chicago to make another hit record. So I'm the drummer. I play Red Carter. I'm the drummer in the band, and you know, it's about the trials and tribulations that he goes through trying to get to Chicago. You know, so It's very interesting. You'd have to see it. I'm trying not to give. too
Yeah,
much
so
away, but
how
you
does
definitely-
Chevelle fit into this?
So I don't come in until the last scene in the first act, and then I'm in Act 2. So I play Ruby, who is kind of like the apple of everybody's eye, but they all have like their own. Like he's married, and then Floyd is with Vera. So I kind of come in and kind of like shake things up, and so yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting
Well,
to see.
you
how
like the
it-
part?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Do you see your eyes light up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
I would say for me, costume designing and taking on the 7 guitars, I kind of looked at it like all the different characters. There's 7 characters, and they all had a different note.
There's
that
only
they-
7 characters in the play.
Yes. So
Okay.
I took that as they all play a different note that make the beautiful music, and I tried to make sure that those notes were distinct. So when you see it, you'll notice that there is certain nuances that are unique just to that that character, regardless if they share a gender with other characters.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the costume. I was listening to you say, well, we looked online, we did this all, and I thought, so you find a costume. What if it doesn't fit anybody?
So
I mean, think about that. I mean, it's like
No,
you
we
might
did-
find the perfect thing and say, well,
Well, wait.
nobody.
That's why when I first met everyone, I took their measurements.
Oh, okay. So you
That was
didn't
the
even
first
waste
thing that-
time. You just
I did not. I did wasted no time. I'm like, hello.
And we did have a dress that I was supposed to wear for the funeral, and Louise is wearing it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We ended up because the fit for me, I didn't think the fit was as young, in my opinion, for Ruby's character being the siren, the apple of everyone's eye. It was a little bit mature. So I wanted to kind of move that to a character that was supposed to be a little mature.
And she
so that,
she plays my aunt, so.
Right. So you see, like just that little bit of a shift gave her a little bit of a fresher take on it. Even though it's a funeral scene, her character still is the apple of everyone's eye, that fresh, refreshing moment that make people, talk.
Right. Well, I hope you're listening to this in my audience, because one thing you might not realize is that when somebody does costume design, there's a lot more than just trying to fit something. Oh, there's a dress from the 1930s, here, put that on. You have to really look at the character, look at the style, look at their body shape. I mean, it's got to look good on them, right? Of course, you got no problem. But anyway, but the point is, there's a lot of things that go into this. It's not just, let me just find something from that era. And as I listened to you, I realized, in a way, more of a depth than I had ever heard from a costume designer.
So I work from the perspective of enclosed cognition. Are you familiar with the
No.
term? So in short, that's the term that speaks to the mental value that we put on items, specifically
Oh, okay.
clothing. So everything I do when it comes to wardrobe, I come from that perspective. So that's kind of why I'm like, okay, 1948, but now we have to speak to, there's many different types of personalities that were around at that time.
And what was going on at that
Yes.
time,
And
too.
at first, honestly, Karen Christina Jones told me I was getting a bit too dowdy. It was a bit too matronly, the direction I was going in at first. So we had to kind of style them up a little bit and then make the ladies look a little bit more like city slickers. She said I was getting a little too, I was thinking too 1948.
Oh, okay, rather than the style of what their lives were
There
like.
you go.
Yeah,
So that,
yeah.
so you're right. That's kind of what our journey together was. At first, I'm like giving her these looks that she's
Well,
like,
she's
"That's
the director, so she can
right."
kind of give you a little.
Yes,
yeah.
she's my, she's
What her
my
vision
leader.
is as well.
Yes. So she's like, you need to switch it up a little bit. So we switched it up, got them a little more stylish, got them a little more city slicker, but still fitting that 1948.
They didn't wear zoot suits then. Was that the term,
Really.
zoot, with the...
But they were bigger suits. They
were
the
bigger,
suits,
yeah.
that Red Carter wears specifically. I made sure that they were like that bigger feel.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I think they called them a zoot suit. I think that was the phrase. Where did that come from? I don't know. But anyway, well, let's tell them one more time when they can see this, because it's running for 2 days. Is that correct?
Yes, so this weekend, the 15th and the 16th, Saturday
Okay.
and Sunday, at the
Okay.
Myers residence.
Okay, and are they both at the same time, or one is the matinee and one is...
I believe so.
I believe they're both
at
matinees.
2.
Yeah, they're both at 2.
2 in the afternoon. Okay, good.
You
So,
guys can get your tickets on Eventbrite. You just look up 7 Guitars on Eventbrite and you'll see the production of
can they
Costume
show up
Theater.
and buy a ticket?
I don't believe so, but
Oh,
that
okay.
is, yeah, I definitely would say reach out to either Karen Christina Jones, Callaloo Theater,
Okay.
or if there's a way to message Eventbrite.
Okay, yeah.
But I believe you have to buy them online.
Okay,
And let
okay,
us
good.
know too, because we do have ComTech
Okay,
tickets,
good.
just in case.
Good, get those tickets out there, right. Thank you all so much,
Thank
and
you
thank
so
you for,
much.
Thank you
for
for having
sharing your stories and all of the backstory for the play.
Congratulations on 25 years.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, and say hi to Christina Jones for
We
me. I
will,
just love
we
her.
will.
She's such a sweetheart, yeah. So,
Thank
and
you.
smart woman.
Yes,
So,
she
good.
is.
Thanks for being here. We're going to be talking about to some other smart women over here, aren't we? Yes. And it's so glad to see you guys again.
good to see you, too.
And you're out there doing things again and getting a
We're doing
fashion
it.
show together and raising money for what?
We are raising money for scholarships for girls and women in Schenectady County.
Right. And you've done that for years in the past.
Oh, yeah, this is our 44th annual for the club.
Did you do it during the pandemic?
We did not.
No,
We
I didn't
missed,
think so.
20 and 21.
Yeah, that was
So
yeah.
this is our first time in 3 years, so
This pandemic has really done a job, and who would have foreseen it?
I know.
Nobody would have thought that this would have happened to us. But anyway, we're survivors.
We're doing it.
Kim, what are you doing in this great thing? Well, Cindy is the chair. What are you doing?
I'm her sidekick. So
You're her sidekick. Okay,
She does
good.
everything I don't do.
I pick
Okay.
up a little bit of the slack for Cindy, but she does the bulk of it. So I'm in charge of the male models. I was in charge of one of
Oh, the male models.
the
Well,
male
that's
models.
and you didn't want that?
I give her a good job because I need her to be there.
It's a hard task for someone's.
I know it's tough to get those
Yeah.
male models. You didn't get in that dressing room, make sure everything looks good.
Yes, absolutely.
So, in the fashion show, which of course I noticed that you have a really great show coming up. But first of all, let's back up. You are also honoring someone. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we always honor a Woman of the Year, someone that our Woman of the Year committee picks. And I'm going to let Kim speak about her because Kim is personal friends with.
Oh, good. So
Denise,
tell us,
yes.
Kim. So who is it?
So
And I
Denise-
think we even had an image of her somewhere on there. So
Yeah, it's on the cover of the.
On the cover.
Yeah. So Denise Caulfield. So she's my nail technician.
and is that the one right? The video up there, the picture up there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's her there.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
on
Denise.
the left there.
Yes, it is. So I've been going to her as my nail technician for 12 years. And in 2018, her husband came into her salon and brutally attacked her.
Oh my.
Yes, it's the domestic violence. It had started a few years, prior to that, and she had been through a lot. She's also a cancer survivor. Had just had major surgery for that, and it was broad daylight. It was 4:00 in the afternoon, and her client was Liz Joy. You might see the commercials that she has on. That is in reference to what happened to Denise, and she survived this attack, which we all don't know how that happened with all the injuries that had been inflicted upon her. But the reason I nominated her for Woman of the Year is
Do you want me to tell? So not only did Denise survive, which was a miracle, it was a miracle that
Well,
she survived.
how was she attacked? I mean, was,
Brutally stabbed and beaten, and you name it, it happened to her. And she was
I
recovering
mean, this
from
seems
surgery.
like, oh my God.
So what happened to Denise is that the legal system didn't work. Like,
I know you get a
you know, she
restraining
had-
order. It doesn't
didn't
make
work.
any difference.
Didn't work. So Denise has gone on since she survived and came back. She is fighting for the rights of women in a similar situation, so that they don't have to go through what she went through to get this guy behind bars, so that she could be safe.
and I will say
What
that-
what does it take to? I mean, so you have your husband or whoever it is, boyfriend. I don't care who it is. That he's aggressive. You know that he's hit you a couple times, and you're not going to put up with it. So you get a restraining order, and you're all set. You think you're safe, but what a restrainer 50 feet or 50 whatever it
Well,
is.
the legal system will tell you actually have to be attacked or shot before they can do anything.
I know.
I mean,
What is
what
that?
good is that? You know?
being so close to her and going through this with her, you can just see how flawed this system is, which is the most frustrating part of it. So Denise is just a very grounded, she's a tough woman. She's,
You got to be tough if she's
Oh,
gone
yeah.
through what she's
Oh.
But
gone
she's
through.
still sweet.
Yeah.
She's still just a wonderful, warm
Well, you can be
presence.
tough and sweet.
yes,
Yeah.
you know, so for her to, she's just very well spoken, and she wants to advocate. Because there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and this is a person who you would never think, you know, that this would happen to someone like her. You know, she doesn't look like your typical domestic violence,
What's
victim.
typical?
Right, what
What's
is typical? You know, so, you know, she.
And it's always the victim's fault, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Always
well,
the victim's fault.
It's just some
I
of
mean,
the
that
things
makes
that
me
happen.
so angry, you know,
Yes.
that the perpetrator will say, I wouldn't have done that if you hadn't said that. It's like, what? What is it?
Well, even law enforcement, some of the questions she was asked in the beginning, before the attack happened, because there was another attack before that, not a physical one so much, and the questions that were asked to her by the person interviewing her, I won't get political and say anything about who it was, were just unbelievable, like blaming her.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, for the situation she was in. This was the top of the chain talking to her like this, and it just made me ill. It made me ill. So I just, there's got to be reform. There's not, the restraining order means nothing.
Well, one of the things that's disturbing is you hear from rape victims that they will encounter the same thing, that sometimes they don't even want to report it because of how they
shame
victim
you.
shame.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Or the person that's
What were you
going after
wearing?
them.
You know, what
Oh,
would yeah,
yes.
yeah. I mean,
yes.
really?
Yes. Yeah, it's incredible just how the whole thing went down. It was on social media, a lot of the stuff. Her husband was on social media just ranting. I mean, it was all out there, like we all knew.
So it was just too
It
public.
was just a matter of time. And on her birthday.
You mean he did it before? I mean, he ranted on social media before,
Oh, yes,
and nobody
and
did.
yes.
She couldn't get the protection she needed.
Yeah.
Obviously.
The
because
DA
it
was
happened.
contacted, everybody was contacted, everybody knew, but legally, there's nothing that can be done until the attack occurs. And if you don't kill that person, you don't get lifetime either, so.
Oh,
You're
so you have to
rewarded
kill
for
him,
not-
yeah.
yes.
Oh, well, you know.
No, you can kill him. But anyway,
So-
we're honoring her that day.
You're honoring her, and I'm glad that you shared this story, because there are people maybe that are watching this
Yes.
that have encountered domestic violence
Yeah.
and don't know what to do,
Right.
and it's very frustrating. Women, you know, men have also suffered from
Yes.
domestic violence, so I'm not excluding them. The point is that we have to look at this more closely to prevent it, rather than
Right.
have it happen and then do something about it. But you're honoring her at this event, which is going to raise money to
Yes,
help
and
women.
it's going to be a happy event. It's going to
Happy
be
event, yeah.
Very
wonderful
happy,
for
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
she's
I'm sure
thriving.
she's really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
is.
doing great.
She
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I applaud you for selecting someone who's had adversity in their life, because sometimes we just, you know, we'll honor somebody who's done something really
Like
nice.
you, we honored you.
Well,
before.
I thank you very much, but I mean, to me,
Yeah.
thank you. But to me, this is so much more important, because she struggled through some really tough times, and her story is very important.
Yes.
Yes.
Because she is telling people what she went through, and there's some woman out there that has experienced the same thing and
Yes.
doesn't know what to do.
Right.
People
And
have
she's
already,
advocating for them.
yeah, people have already reached out to her to speak with her, and that's what, you know, women, men, that's what they need to know, is that there are people out there that have experienced it, that want to help. That they're not doing it, they're not in it alone. So reach out to people to help you in whatever way they can. Just listening to these people
And
sometimes.
maybe we can do more than law enforcement at this point,
Oh,
because
yeah.
obviously they're
Yes.
not able to, whether they don't want to, I don't want to say that, but they are hamstrung
Yeah.
by the laws that
Yes.
are out there that are, quoting, protecting,
Right.
you know, the person who is the perpetrator, because, well, we don't want to offend him in case, or we don't want to go after them.
Right.
Because there are people that maybe would accuse someone who didn't do anything. So
Right.
I understand
Both sides,
that there's
right.
got to be a balance there. When is this event?
So it's going to be Sunday, October 23rd at the Glenn Sanders Mansion.
Okay.
Doors open at 10:30. Tickets are $75 and they get lunch. There's going to be we call them silent raffles now, where they're the ticket in the little bag.
Okay.
And there's going to be higher end items, and we have a weekend getaway to Stowe, Vermont that we're
Really?
raffling off.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
and we have just some electronics and coach bags and just fun stuff. And you know, of course, our entertainment is the fashion show. We have 12 female models. They're women in the community, and
Nice.
we have 7 male models.
8.
8. So we have 6 that are
She's
models.
been working on it. She's been working
We
on
have
it.
2 that are in tuxedos at either end of the stage to help the women on and off the stage. So they're the eye candy for
So you had James
Yes.
Bond and
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
It's
lot of
fun.
fun. It's not stuffy. It is fun. It's
Yeah, I've
just
been
fun.
there.
It's-
It's always a good
It
event.
is. It's a good
and,
event.
and a friendly
It's a
event.
feel-
as well.
very
Yeah,
friendly.
it-
Everybody has a good
We have
time.
vendors.
Yes.
So I believe the vendor concierge said we have 20 vendors that are going to be there, all different,
Buy your holiday gifts early.
yeah, all different companies are going to be out there.
That's
so.
great. And so it's not just the tickets that are going to raise money. It's going to be also the raffles and other
Raffles,
things.
50/50s,
How much do you
yeah.
expect to raise, and how many women can you help?
So the event is usually attended by about 250 people. We usually net between 10 and 12,000, and we usually help for.
That's not a lot, though, considering.
No,
yeah.
it's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
you know, we're not the Cancer Society.
No,
or
the
I know. APF. They always get a lot of money.
I understand that. What I'm saying
But,
is that
yeah.
you would think there'd be more, but I could understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we usually help 4 or 5 high school age women, and there's one woman over age 25 that is, you know, coming back into her studies that we will give a scholarship to, because there's never any money for someone who's going back
No.
to school. It's
No.
always for the high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, I understand what you're doing. So that's very helpful and how do you select these women?
So there's a committee that, you know, they apply, and we usually get, you know, 30 or
Yeah, I'm sure you get a lot,
thereabouts
yeah.
applications.
Yeah.
And we have a committee that has a system that they all go over the applications and decide.
Yeah.
And the
Okay,
candidates
so
are amazing.
They are so amazing.
anything we can do to help raise it. I mean, women seem to be under attack, and I will get political. Women are under attack now, and it seems as though we've got to do everything we can to shore them up and know that they're getting help wherever they can, and we just got to stand together.
We do.
Right?
Absolutely.
As sisters.
Yes.
We absolutely do.
Good. So we want to encourage people they can still get tickets. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
absolutely. You can go right online to our website. I
Okay.
believe it's being shown on the screen.
Yeah, and you're such a great group. You do so much for women in general, but you are a community unto
We are.
yourselves.
We're a sisterhood.
You're a sisterhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We-
love that.
One of our members referred to us as Girl Scouts for grown-ups.
Oh, okay, Girl Scouts, good, but no uniforms.
No uniforms. You can come as you
And I
are.
don't have to get a badge, do I?
No badges.
Thank you both for being here, Cindy,
Thank you.
Powell,
Thanks for
and
having
Kim
us.
Belize. What's coming up for our next show? I'll just tell you who's coming up. We're going to have the Bunbury Players on, and they're going to be talking about the Heidi Chronicles. That's a great play coming up. We've got another guest coming up, 2 guests coming up, I think. The International Center for Capital Region Achievement Awards, and this is where they give awards to people that were born outside of our country but have contributed so much to our community. So this is a great organization, and hope that you'll join. Wanda Fisher's going to be here. She's celebrating. She's been in broadcasting for 44 years, but she's going to be talking about her 40th celebration with WAMC. The Octavo Singers are going to be here to talk about their upcoming, they have a brand new artistic director. And then the Skunky Light Opera will be joining us as well. And before we go, I want to mention, excuse me while I bend down here, the Requiem is going to be coming up, and that will be on Friday, the 4th of November, and you'll be able to see that at St. Luke's Church, and that's a free will offering. So I just want to mention that there's an event coming up that you can do. So thank you all for watching Capital Region Today. I'm Ann Perillo, and we'll be doing another show on the 26th, and we hope that you'll join us for that one as well. Thank you all. Have a wonderful fall, and enjoy the pumpkin spice.